Yeah. Astrology people are very fun to me because it's what most of the ones I meet are usually ex-Christians or Catholics who have replaced God and church with the planets and a dodgy website from the 2000s, which is arguably more reliable. The one advantage that astrology does have with most other religions is that no wars have been fought over astrology quite yet. Although, I would love to see that. Just an army full of men that say shit like, I'm a Pisces and that's why I don't wear condoms because I gotta swim free, bro. It's not me, it's the stars. I decided to go like one price bracket up in therapist. I found one for about 60 per session. And even like that person seemed like a more legitimate practitioner, you could say. But even then, there'd always, like say we spoke for like 20 minutes and I made some progress, there'd always be a voice in my head that was like, yeah, but was that 20 euros worth of progress? It never is. Not once I could have ordered Domino's and felt tangibly better immediately. And I remember seeing a therapist, I ran out of money again, and I asked the last therapist I saw for a reading list so I could try and help myself. And she gave me a reading list of self-help books, and I found them genuinely extremely helpful. And I talk about a lot of different things in the show. There is never a deeper silence than until I mention self-help books for some reason. Like you would think that I just said, and I started doing heroin. And I think that's because at least half of you are reading self-help books. And you don't want the person next to you to know. And I understand that. I hide my self-help books. Self-help books are like heroin in that if you have them in your house, they're the sort of things you hide from even your closest friends. Because if they see it, they'll look at you like, hey, are you okay? Like, is there something you need to talk to me about? And I found them, a lot of them, very helpful. I think a lot of their problem is very simple in that self-help books have terrible titles. Like, the worst titles. I remember I bought one last year called The 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem. And I swear, the act of purchasing that book lowered my self-esteem. I was like, I'm one of these people now that buys books like this. I read one recently called Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents. Yes, there's one more damaged. Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents. And you can't do that. You can't just name something after its target demographic. I don't call my shows a bunch of immigrants and a few artsy white girls. Like, that's not okay. That's offensive, is what it is. I like that one in particular because the joke works all right and all, but then you start looking at each other and it's real cute. No, and to be fair, there is a decent amount of bullshit in all of them. A lot of them will say a lot of dumb stuff, like a lot of them will tell you to be yourself, and myself included. If you are in the demographic of people that are seeking help from self-help books, yourself is the last person you should be. And almost anyone else, barring Michael Jackson and R. Kelly. One of them asked me to write a letter to my younger self. And listen, I want no correspondence with that psychopath. I don't know what he's going to send back. It's going to be a baby's head with shit on it or something. It's terrifying. I'm scared of that kid. The other category, is sometimes they'll say things that that I know are right, but I don't like that they're right about it. I say a lot of them will say that cynicism is a blanketly negative personality trait. You know that it makes you mistrusting, and it means that you're driven by fear and all this stuff. It's very annoying because I know they're right about it, and it made me realize a lot about my general behavior. Cynicism is just fear trying to act smart, and anger is just fear trying to act tough, and insecurity is just fear being itself. And it's very hard to let go of fear because it's done so well for me. And then, I do a lot of it. Like I left home because I was afraid of being stuck there. I continue working hard because I'm afraid of being sent back. But at a certain point, it stops serving you in that ain't nobody trying to send me back anymore except for fucking Rishi Sunak. But before him, I had my whole situation. So I got I'm 2 years away from a permanent resident. I got one more year. We don't need to get into my immigration plan, but there's a plan.